Welcome viewers to the Saturday, August 5th edition of 284 News. I am Jacka Wooding bringing you our top stories from this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We begin with news that the Emancipation festivities in the Festival Village officially commenced on Monday, July 31st. Following the opening ceremony of the 2023 Irene Penn O'Neill Festival and the successful hosting of Gospel Explosion. More in this report.
The night kicked off with several remarks from government officials and distinguished guests, including the recently crowned Prince and Princess, Jerron Springett and Denial Winter. Honorees Mrs. Yvonne Nibs Flores and Mrs. Irene Penn O'Neill were lauded for their significant contribution to festivals in the territory throughout the 69 years of celebrations. Premier and Minister of Tourism and Culture, Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley, congratulated both honorees and addressed the concerns raised by some residents who believe that the territory is losing the essence of its culture.
I want to invite you to our cultural activities at Carrot Bay. I want to invite you to the cultural activities that's going to be taking place on August Wednesday on the East. I want to encourage you to our food fair. And I want to see those places packed, because if you have concerns about ensuring that our culture is alive and well, you'll make sure that you pack those events where we are celebrating in full effect our Virgin Islands culture.
Junior Minister of Tourism and 4th District Representative Honorable Luz Hodge-Smith credited Mrs. Penn O'Neill for the role she played in her Miss BVI journey, rolling back the clock as she recounted her first interaction with the 2023 Village Honoree.
This evening is because in 1981, after graduating from high school in New Jersey, she was the one that met me on my mother's shop step on Main Street and asked me to compete for Miss BVI in 1981. She was a member of the festival committee at that time. She's smiling, she doesn't remember. But she was the one that approached me, because at that time it used to be the festival committee go around looking for girls to compete in this title. So she's responsible for me winning, or being part of me winning the title of Miss BVI 1981.
Member of the parade committee Kareem Nelson Hull delivered a speech that reflected on the contribution of Mrs. Nibs Flores, who is being honored as the 2023 parade marshal.
Her festival story began in the 1950s with the coronation of the late Queen Elizabeth II, resulting in participants from all over the island coming together to form troops in celebration. Young Miss Nibs was asked to be in a troop, and her father agreed, but later reneged on paying for her costume. He then later said that if she wanted to be in a troupe, she should keep her own. He set the challenge, and later she accepted. Her first troupe was based on nursery rhymes. It was impressive, but did not win. 1 year later, her troupe, themed as Spanish dancers, came from Seacows Bay and won. And so it was too when she inspired the troupe titled I Man, a Rastafarian-themed troupe that also won. Later it was said that that troupe encouraged Rastamen to spring up all over the island. Though wins were customary to her, her greatest legacy was still unwritten until 1986, when she created the Crimson Tabard Majorette Troupe, and with the support of many parents, her Majorette Troupe won first place on the first year. Its popularity grew so greatly that Majorette troupe later became the National Majorettes. Even Nibs Flores will go down in festival history as being consistently involved in festival from the 1950s to the 2000s.
Chairman of the Virgin Islands Festival and Fairs Committee, Dirk Walters, briefly spoke about the two honorees.
I said we have my former teacher, my religious education RE teacher, Mrs. Flores, and also Mrs. Irene Penn O'Neill, one of my favorite cooks in the entire territory. I couldn't think of anyone else more deserving. We are so elated to be able to give you your flowers right now.
Meanwhile, Mrs. Penn O'Neill was credited for shifting the landscape of pageantry in the territory after being crowned the first ever Miss British Virgin Islands in 1975. She relived some of the most cherished memories and the hard work that went into successfully holding festival events.
I can recall, ladies and gentlemen, sometime in 1970, a group of young men and women gathered at Mrs. Eileen Parsons' home in McNamara to volunteer our services and skills to the development of festival and cultural celebrations. We are not, at that time, were privileged to monies allocated in the government's budget for festival. It was real hard labor, cleaning of fish, 100 pounds of fish sometimes, 150 pounds of chicken legs. By the way, to fundraise through fish fries, picnics, and also through community donations and individuals.
Mrs. Penn O'Neill also credited some of the other festival icons for the role they played in developing festivals in the territory over the years.
Not only did I consider my voluntary contributions hard work and my ambassadorial duties as the first Miss BVI Queen of 1975 to these Virgin Islands, bearing stand in comparison with those other persons and recipients I know, such as Marriott Foy, Iris Foy, and our most recent Bernard Yampy Nabes. But also perhaps because they and others such as Mrs. Eileen Parsons and Patsy Lake, they are also a Virgin Islands icon. So tonight, I am very proud, very pleased. It is with a sense of privilege and purpose to be bracketed in such respected individuals.
Following the remarks, the BVI Dance Company started off the festivities with various dances, followed by the praise team, Brent and Onique, and the main act, Samuel Mida and Keros.
Jesus, you know I need more and more and more and more. Yesterday's anointing cannot do. Jesus, you know I need. Sing for me, say, yesterday's prayer, yesterday's fast. I love the things that you do. Nobody better than you. I love the things that you do. You keep blowing my mind. Paper left, right, and center. Cannot give your love, I surrender. You keep blowing my mind. Every day you is my defender. Let's have the church, let's have the prayer. There we go. 1, 2, 3, that's it. We jumping high, we singing high, loving high, we noisy high, singing high, we noisy high.
Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
In other news, Miss Junior BVI has been crowned. More in this report.
Glamour girls aren't self-conscious and they never have to try too hard. Just by expressing herself and standing on her truth, she will embody the epitome of glamour. Standing on my truth, basking in the essence of beauty and glamour, is your contestant number 2, 15-year-old Ariella Oliver. A true Virgin Islands beauty. And yes, I was blonde hair.
Ariella Oliver was crowned the new Miss Junior British Virgin Islands after taking 5 of the 8 categories on the night. She won Best Introduction Speech, Best Black and White Affair Wear, Best Talent, and Best Evening Wear, and tied with contestant number 1 Anaya Wilkinson for Miss Poised. Here's her performance in the Black and White Affair Wear segment.
Let me introduce you to my friend. Her name's Fashion. 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 She's always my plus one. Fashion. Fashion. And what? And what? Her name's Fashion. Fashion. And what? And what? She looks
284 Media also captured the mesmerizing performance by Oliver in the talent segment.
And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey, above me, yeah.
Regarding the other categories, contestant number 3, Crystal Michael, won Miss Intellect and Best Swimwear, while Anaya Wilkinson, in addition to tying for Miss Poised, won Photogenic. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
Viewers, with that, we take you to a quick word from our sponsors. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The Adult Spelling Bee competition, which was held last year for the first time, is returning on August 19th at the H. Laverty Stouts Community College under the theme Battle of the Districts, which will see districts in the Virgin Islands vying for the coveted title. Recently, organizers of the event sat down with Ron Grant to discuss the event.
The concept behind it was as a back-to-school initiative for parents to be able to take it easy and remember what their children are going to be going through for the academic year. So we decided to have them, put them on the spot really, and see if they knew everyday words. Because, you know, when it comes to homework, we have to double-check everything. So as a fun way to ring in the school year, we decided to host an adult spell-off. Last year we had 9 contestants, and the winner hailed from Virgin Gorda.
Okay.
And we also used the funds raised from the ticket proceeds, and we donated that to a school, and the school was chosen at random by the winner, and that school was Kitty's Nook last year.
Amazing.
They also spoke about what can be expected for this year's competition.
We wanted to switch it up this year. We want to make it we plan to make this Adult Spell Off a running thing for years to come.
We appreciate that.
So we wanted to switch it up this year and do Battle of the Districts. Funny enough, that was actually going to be the first version, but then we were like, no, let's just go general. So this year we did Battle of the Districts, so we opened up to everyone. The buzz from last year was really high, so we were like, you know what, let's go for the Battle of the Districts this year.
Because we had elections this year also.
Yes.
So that kind of prompted the theme.
Yes. So we now have 12 competitors signed up for a variety of districts. Unfortunately, we do not have a District 1 or District 4 signed up.
Registration for the event is closed, and it includes a total of 12 competitors.
Because we have 9 districts, even though we technically will have 7 technically represented now, and we do have 12 participants, we actually have an orientation and possible preliminaries round this coming Saturday. It is closed to the public, but we do plan to do more promotion. This year, we want to actually feature colors, so each district would have a color to rep at the competition on August 19th. Definitely. So we're looking forward to this year. The buzz in terms of just viewership, people who want to come has been great. Persons have seen me and they were like, Mr. Flanders, we come in. And I'm like, well, why don't you spell? And they're like, no, absolutely not.
I have to personally commit.
In addition to bragging rights, Flanders shared what the grand prize will be.
The grand prize last year was $1,000, and amongst other things,
prizes,
right? This year, we're happy to say that our grand prize this year will be $1,500, so we're able to level up a little bit. But we will warn competitors, you know, just like last year, we have the Everyday Common Words round, just first category. We have the VI dialect category. And this year, instead of last year it was the map of the Virgin Islands. This year it's BVI signage.
Interesting.
So
is that a thing?
Well, Manny, you can elaborate on that a little
Do we have
bit.
signage? What's the signage for the BVI? By the mango tree?
Well, most of the buildings, particularly in town, have names on them.
Correct.
And if you move around, particularly in Tortola, you see signs of some interesting businesses. So we're going to use that to see one who's paying attention as they're moving around. And
the event is made possible from the kind support of a number of contributing sponsors. Flanders took the time to thank the community for their support.
First of all, HLSCC, we want to give them a huge shout out because we are using the auditorium again this year. Let me get my list together. So we also want to give a shout out to Delish Desserts, SK Charters, Nova Vita, SNS Shipping, Original Virgin Canopy Tour. We also have Captured Photography and Harneys, and the list goes on. So we are still in the process of confirming and listing and gathering those sponsors, but so far things have been shaping up pretty nicely for this competition on August 19th.
For the full interview, visit all 284 media platforms. We continue with news that the reigning Miss Teen BVI, Janae Deming, will be heading to the next Miss Teen Universe pageant as a guest judge. Deming recently sat down with 284 Media to speak on the opportunity and how it came about.
My reign has been good. It's been going really well. I'm happy. I'm excited for all the opportunities that's coming ahead. And I'm very comfortable right now. I'm loving it.
Wonderful. One of the opportunities, of course, you recently competed in the competition in Spain. Tell us about that experience and what were some of your takeaways?
Spain was awesome. Spain was awesome. I feel like it was a maturing experience for me. Seeing different, races and cultures and the way that people get themselves ready for these type of competitions, it opened my eyes. I've never been to an international competition, furthermore regional, so it was very eye-opening for me, and it was a good experience. I learned a lot.
As a result of her well-received experience in Spain, she then got the opportunity to be featured as a guest judge. She spoke about her representation in Spain and what she took away.
Basically, the reigning team, Miss Teen Gibraltar, is Charlize, and we became really, really good friends. And her directors, Kelvin, he is such a nice person. Throughout my whole journey, he basically was my director as well.
Okay.
He helped me a lot.
Okay.
Things that basically, like, I didn't know a lot because this is my first time in pageantry, and going up there, I decided to have an open mind and, you know, experience, learn, because it's a takeaway experience in general. Yes. And he basically did. He took me under his wings, and I learned a lot from them, and right now me and Charlize are like really close.
Additionally, Deming gave some more insight into the upcoming competition.
Right now, my goal is to take opportunities from opportunities. I'm an opportunist. I'm going with the flow, so if any opportunities come my way from Gibraltar, I'm going to take it from there.
Here's a clip of a few of her presentations made in Spain. For the full interview, visit all 284 media platforms. Viewers, of that, we take you to a quick commercial break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Yes.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
So tonight, I am an international musician and also a bandman. Let's go behind the scenes. This is how I live my life. Unlimited with CCT.
When you're in need of air conditioning, installation, repairs, or replacement services, Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration has the professional technicians, equipment, parts, and ACs to get the job done right. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration carries top brands like Daikin, Aircon, Mitsubishi, and more. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Located in Fish Bay. Telephone 340-4114 or 343-9511. Markinson Air Conditioning and Refrigeration, providing exceptional services to the British Virgin Islands since 2015.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying with us. The British Virgin Islands Football Association has selected a strong squad for the upcoming CONCACAF Under-15 Boys competition that is set to occur in the Dominican Republic from August 6th to August 13th. More in this report.
The competition was forced to a 4-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the BVI will return as a top seed in Group I after topping Group C at the last tournament in 2019. Group I also includes Dominica and the Turks and Caicos Islands. National coach Cassandra Gregg announced the full squad at a recently held press conference.
It's Mario Carter, DeAndre Fred, Latrell Williams, Kyle Bilingi, Christian Van de Poel, Miles Penn, Kyle Farrington, Othniel Gillings, Michael Findley, Morris Mark III, Roman Nibbs, Akeem Paddy, Mark Tan, LaShawn Gibbs, Kenley Williams, Malik Fenton, Timari Nanton, Xavier Abrams, and DeAndre McSheen. So those are 19 players, but one will be dropped. So sad to see. Somebody have to get dropped.
Coach Gregg also spoke about the preparation of the team over the past few months ahead of the tournament. She described it as intensive, stating that it involved several tournaments and friendly games in addition to the usual training.
We had quite a few matches, which Mr. Beckerton said that we had a tournament over the Easter, which was very successful. We came out second, but it was still good. And we just came back from St. Kitts into friendlies, which we played very well. We had our chances to score, and we did score a goal that was called back. But it was a good experience, and the level of football there is very high, and we're hoping to meet them again someday, and we're gonna correct our mistakes.
Captain Mario Carter expressed confidence in his team's ability to perform well in the competition.
I think my team is going to perform at a very high level. Going into not too long ago, we came from St. Kitts and Nevis. We made some mistakes. When we came back, we analyzed the game and we saw what silly mistakes we made, and as we went practice, we started progressing, and I think going into CONCACAF, we have a lot of teams. You have like Mexico, America, Jamaica. Them is high value teams. I think we are ready. We are mentally and physically prepared. One thing about this team, we have to work on a couple things like chemistry and discipline.
Meanwhile, the president of the BVI Football Association, Andy Bickerton, spoke about the developmental plans in store for the under-15 team.
These boys are now playing at under-15 level, CONCACAF under-15 level. Last year they were under-14. So the next step from the BVIFA's point of view is to be looking at this squad in terms of competing at under-17 level. That's the next step for them. And as we know, I think 17 of our 25-man national team squad has come through the FA's youth system. So we're also looking at the youngsters from the under-15s going to under-17s and then training with the national team. So we had a national team camp in July, and we had two 16-year-olds training with the national team. Not to say that they'll make the squad for the game in September here against Turks and Caicos, but the point I'm making is that the under-15s are on the player pathway to the national team.
BVI's first game is next Tuesday, August 8th against the Turks and Caicos Islands. The team will then play Dominica on Wednesday, August 9th. Both games will commence at 9 a.m. BVI time. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
And viewers, that is all for today's news roundup. Be sure to follow us for daily news updates at 284media.com. Like us on Facebook at 284media and 284BVI on Instagram and Twitter. I'm Jacko Wooding, and I will see you again next week. So have yourself a safe and enjoyable weekend. Have a great time for festival. Goodbye.